Welcome back to Primetime Business. Well, there is a new corporate king in China. Today, Tencent overtook China Mobile to become the country's most valuable company. The WeChat operator now has a market cap of over $256 billion, which also ranks it among the world's 10 largest public companies. Tencent's rise underscores the growing importance of the private sector as China navigates a tricky transition from a manufacturing economy to a service-driven economy. And Tencent's rise to the top, I should say, comes against the backdrop of the G20 summit in Hangzhou, China. One of the themes of this year's meeting was the digital economy. This, as traditional trade continues to languish at multi-year lows. Well, for more on this, Benjamin Pedley joins me live now. He's the director of investments at UCA Funds Management. Ben, thanks for joining us tonight. I mean, the G20 was really focused about the state of global trade, which, in the words of IMF chief Christine Lagarde, she said it's way too low, and it's been like that for way too long. How likely is it, in your view, that trade is going to pick up, given the state of China, given the limbo of major trade pacts like the TPP, given the rise in anti-trade, anti-globalization sentiment?
Well, I think in short, it's relatively unlikely, Tony. And I think what we're seeing around the world, whether it be in Germany, with elections there over the weekend, we've seen a rise or a polarisation of political forces around the world, pushing parties to the hard left and to the hard right. And I think the populist protectionist style policies are clearly proving more popular in that type of political climate around the world. So I think there will be some significant difficulties in improving the situation, but Economics 101 certainly tells you that the freer the trade arrangements are, the better the overall economic outcomes are as well.
You speak of this polarization. I mean, perhaps the United States and its impending presidential voting is another example of it. Trump and Clinton have both said that they're not going to support the TPP. You have TTIP, which is another U.S. free trade agreement with the European Union, looks to be stalled yet again. Is this a great opportunity for China to capitalize on this and perhaps push forward with RCEP, push forward with its One Belt policy a bit more aggressively?
I think absolutely, and I think they will take advantage of this. I suspect that whoever becomes the next US president may backtrack to some degree on their pre-election comments. But I think China, once again, very, very well positioned. And I think there's probably a bit of a queue was forming outside Xi Jinping's sort of delegation up there in Hangzhou because, of course, everyone's wanting to strike a deal with China, as others have done. I think also quite interesting that those populist policies and that kind of isolationist approach that saw Britain vote to leave the European Union. I think also Theresa May proving rather popular amongst some of the smaller nations up there who are also vying for deals with what is still one of the world's largest economies.
You know, we just got the wrapping up of G20 in Hangzhou. The government has shut down these hundreds and hundreds of factories to make sure that the skies were going to be crystal blue for this event, which kind of leads me to this next thing I want to talk to you about, which is ethical investing. Yes. UCA invests solely in ethical funds, so companies that are doing environmental good or watching out for human welfare. How hard is it to choose these companies when there is no standard definition for corporate social responsibility, or when most companies are actually self-reporting on this?
Sure. I mean, we take, ethical investing means different things to different people. So we have companies that we believe contribute positively to the community and to the environment, and we screen them into our investment universe. But we also have companies in there that are, I guess, are not unethical, to put it a different way as well. Is it difficult? Yeah, I think it is. But I think increasingly, back maybe 20, 30 years ago, strong investment performance and being ethical didn't necessarily go hand in hand. But I think as the corporate world has embraced sustainability issues, I think that we're increasingly seeing company performance, share price performance, and a good corporate culture actually working hand in hand. And I think the next wave of investors, the millennials as they are known, are increasingly involved in these types of issues if you look on social media. So I think that the future of ethical investing is almost assured by the fact that those next wave of investors after the baby boomers are going to be very much focused on the social issues and the social outcomes as well.
All right, Ben, thank you so much. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Benjamin Pedley joining us from UCA Funds Management. That's going to do it for your business updates this hour. Glenda, back to you.
All right, thanks, Toni.